What's up, everybody? You're tuned in to the Cris
Ammo.
podcast, episode 242, Big Energy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good day, whatever you're doing. You're at home, you're at work. We appreciate y'all tapping into the live stream. If you're listening on the playback, we appreciate you too. Leave a comment in the comment section. We got a few things to speak on today. March Madness has gotten down to for the men, it's gotten all the way down to the Sweet 16. We're gonna speak on that, what we saw from the weekend and the week. And we're going to get some NBA news, some NFL news. Going to talk a little bit about J. Cole. Um, yeah, man, kind of a light show today. Also going to shout out a celebration today. We're going to say that for later. We're going to say that for later. Say that for later. But till we get into all that more, how you feeling, sir?
Shit. I feel hungover. I feel tired. But I'm here, man. I'm here. Voice is in and out. Long night last night. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who came out to R&B and Ribs and stuff like that. Event was dope. So how you feeling?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Chilling, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, man. Let's get into it. March Madness kicked off last week, last Thursday. It was a few storylines, in the round one. We had major first round storyline upsets, like number 12 High Point beating number 5 Wisconsin. You had VCU number 11 beating North Carolina number 6. You had Texas number 11 beating BYU number 6. We all know AJ DeBonza, who is considered wide as the number 1 overall pick potentially. So that was a big one right there. Most of the top seeds, they took care of business. Duke, Michigan, Arizona. We'll get into Florida in a minute. But in the second round, you have Michigan. They dominated St. Louis. Duke, they beat TCU easily. Houston dominated Texas A&M. Iowa State, they had in the first half, it was a little bit close, but in the second half, they pulled away and beat Kentucky. But then we had our upsets. We had Iowa, number 9 Iowa. They went over and beat Florida, which was number 1. And then the big game in St. John's in Kansas, and Kansas was down most of the game, but they surged back in the fourth quarter and tied it up. But unfortunately, at the end, player for St. John's hit the game-winning layup to ultimately win the game. And they slipped by Kansas, and then Texas, number 11 Texas, beat number 3 Gonzaga. So now the Sweet 16 is set up. We got put it up. We got number 2 Purdue versus number 11 Texas. We got number 4 Nebraska going against number 9 Iowa. You got number 1 Arizona going against number 4 Arkansas, number 2 Houston going against number 3 Illinois. Then on Friday, that was all Thursday. Friday, you got number 1 Duke going against number 5 St. John's, number 1 Michigan going against number 4 Alabama, number 2 UConn versus number 3 Michigan State, and number 2 Iowa State versus number 6 Tennessee. Sorry, how you feeling about the first few rounds of March Madness?
I think they kind of went as I expected. You know what I mean? I know people have a surprise about Florida losing against Iowa. I know Iowa, I know they had like their ups and downs with the season, but they're a very tough-minded team. The thing with Florida is that their guard play was always sus to me, you know what I mean, as far as like the consistency levels compared to what they got from, last year with, Walter Clayton and all those guys, man. The consistency on that back end, man. We saw the play that they were when they won the national championship. So it is a little bit surprising with Iowa, but at the end of the day, I'm not surprised that Florida did not make it as deep as some people had expected to be, because I thought they were probably one of the weaker number 1 seeds in the overall tournament. I think shout out to Nebraska, man. I know they were number 4 ranked. I have Vanderbilt beating Nebraska. I thought they were just going to be the better overall team, especially what we saw in the SEC tournament. But Nebraska played a hell of a game. That was a very entertaining game. Michigan, it seems like they got out of their funk, especially that loss in the Big 12 championship where they got dominated. They have looked like they responded really, really well coming into this tournament. Arizona looking like one of the better teams. But overall, man, this sets up for an exciting second weekend of games going into the Sweet 16. You already mentioned that. Like, I think Duke and St. John's is going to be a masterful game, man. Those are two deep athletic teams with a whole bunch of talent on their squads. Calipari, not Calipari, but Rick Pitino. Uh,
Mhm.
I love that St. John squad. And Duke, they are getting some of their players back. Obviously they are on minutes restriction, a hard minutes restriction, especially with the type of injuries that they do have. But I'm truly excited to see that matchup. I think Michigan State and UConn is going to be a hell of a matchup. Arizona, Arkansas is going to be a fire matchup. Texas, shout out to Texas. You know what I mean? They had the big wins over BYU and Gonzaga. I had BYU in this position, but the way Texas is playing, and shout out to Purdue, man. You know, I know Purdue is one of those top teams that a lot of people like are one of the first picks to get bounced out early in the beginning of the rounds with the consistency history of that team. But shout out to Braden Smith. Congratulations to him for breaking the assist record, all-time assist record. So they've been playing pretty well. Tennessee, Iowa State, again, you know what I mean, Illinois, Houston. The games this weekend that are coming up, man, are going to be some of the best, man. So I know there weren't a lot of upsets. I know we had some close ones, especially with Duke in that first round. That one was looking a little shaky a little bit. But overall, man, I think this sets up for us to have a memorable second weekend. And obviously going into the Final Four as well. So should be some exciting ball coming here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. Um, some great matchups in this Sweet 16, man, coming up, and it's definitely going to be some good basketball being played by these young men. A lot of these guys have draft implications too. That's still in the tournament. I know Darren Peterson and AJ DeBonza's not in there, but Cam Boozer's still in this thing. The
Yep.
kid from was it Houston? The
Yep.
kid from Houston.
Hmm.
He's still in it. He's a possible lottery pick himself. So, yeah, it should be some good basketball about to be played, man. Are you feeling good about Arizona still?
Yeah, I'm still feeling good about Arizona. I still feel good about all the teams that I have making the Final Four. Obviously, my biggest one is St. John's making it to the Final Four. So obviously they got the big game. I think if they can get over Duke, I think they're setting up for a nice. It's going to be a huge game depending on that winner between Michigan State and UConn. It's going to be a huge matchup. But I do like that. I do want to say this. I am a Tar Heel fan. I know there's been a lot of noise about Hubert Davis and his job currently. I'm gonna say this. I don't think Hubert Davis. I know there's a lot of conversation about Hubert Davis and maybe they should like go in a different direction. I think Hubert Davis has done a great job. I know we haven't won the championships. I know we've had some disappointing seasons. I know some of our recruiting classes don't really match up, especially next to Duke, our biggest rivalries. But I will say this, man, we did have a huge win at home. We did have a couple key losses, especially with our star player in Caleb Wilson. Trumbull, I would say this, bro. I was really disappointed with his play, especially in the second half, and some of the decision makings that he was doing. I wasn't really a fan, but I'm not going to hold Hubert Davis to the fire just yet. I want to give him more opportunity. Hopefully, build up this these next couple classes up. And I'm still a big believer in Hubert Davis. I think he can recruit. But I was very intrigued with what Stephen A. Smith said with the potential of maybe Kenny Smith potentially being an actual proponent for the job if they do go that way. I don't know if that's going to be a legit thing or not, but I was intrigued with what Stephen A. Smith had to say about that, because I do think Kenny Smith, who is tapped in with the AAU basketball culture and all that and everything that's going on, you see, congratulations to his son. His son committed to North Carolina, I think like a week or two ago. So congratulations to him. So we all know how tapped in he is. We all know how influential he is in that AAU market. And I think he can recruit his ass off. And I think he can definitely compete with the Arizonas, the UConns, the Dukes of that nature. You got to watch out for Arkansas with John Calipari and how he's building that program up. We already know the capabilities that he can do with recruiting. And also shout out to Jerry McNamara. He did get the job for Syracuse. I think that's a very big plus with that. I think that, getting somebody that's very familiar with that college and that intuition and what Jim Boeheim meant to that program and kind of the institution and his ideologies into that program, I think will definitely help that Syracuse program as well. I'll be curious to see if Kion decides to stay. I think that will make it a stronger likely, especially with Carmelo Anthony and Jim Boeheim and Jerry McNamara and him and Carmelo were old teammates. So I think that, Cayenne staying there, I think is a high probability. So, just some of my thoughts with some of the aftermath after, some of these teams losing in the tournament.
For sure, for sure. Uh, on the women's side, um, it's a little bit more top heavy, dominant. One seeds of flexing early, they're blowing out teams. A lot of blowouts. There's been more in common, but a lot of the middle seeds, 4 through 7 range, are quietly being a little dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Winning some of these games, but um, Texas, they won big, 87-45. And then 100 in round one. They South Carolina put 103 points up. UConn, they did what they did. UCLA dominated. LSU dropped 116. Maryland scored 99. Like, it's more dominant on it's top heavy. All the teams that you expect to win are winning on the women's side. I know there's some games going on right now. But there's some big matchups in this next round coming up for sure. You got Duke and LSU. That's going to be a big matchup. Louisville, Michigan, is going to be a big matchup. Where's it at? I just saw it. All right, cool. Then you got USC and South Carolina. You got that game going into the Sweet 16. UCLA, Oklahoma State. That's going to be a big game. UConn, Syracuse is going to be a big one. Vanderbilt, Illinois, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Kentucky, West Virginia. Like, there's some big games going on today. So we'll find out who's all going to the Sweet 16. It might be some upsets. You know what I'm saying? That some of the teams that we felt going to the Sweet 16 might not make it. So we're going to see. But I want to give a shout out to Jazzy Davis because she's been balling. She put up 30-something points the other day. And she over Clemson. She's been doing her thing, man. Freshman player of the year for me. But if when her and Juju get together next year, what USC gonna be dangerous next
year. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Shout out to Juju. I think they just announced that she's gonna get her first sneaker. I think coming up either this year or next year. So congratulations to her on that.
Under the LeBron James,
huh?
They said under LeBron James.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. I didn't read the whole article, but I did see the announcement. So congratulations to her. I totally agree with you. I think USC is going to be a problem next year. I'll say this, man. I was a little disappointed in South Carolina, man. Why you didn't have to do that to a black college like that, man? Like Southern, University. You could have did that to anybody else, but why you gotta do that to a prominent black college? Like, come on, Don. You know the history of Southern. Like, we could have been a little bit more respectful on the beating. You know what I mean? You didn't have to do 103 to 34 on a historic black college. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, we on the court, man.
I get it.
Ain't no mercy rules out here.
I understand. I understand. I just thought they could have, could have eased up a little.
I mean,
bit, you know what I mean?
Pull their starters after a while. I know, but Johnson and all that. It might have been the third string.
But Don could have did some bullshit plays, man. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't got to go that hard. But I get
girls ain't getting minutes, dog.
I know.
Like, that's my time to shine.
I know. It's not like it's gonna be the only blowout they're gonna have. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think South Carolina's probably gonna blow out USC just with all the injuries that they do have, and then just kind of limited the roster that they do have. Like, I think Jazzy's going to put up a hell of a performance. She's going to show, what she's capable of. And we already know the maturation with her going into next year. Like, she's going to – I can't wait to see the pairing of her and Juju. And I think they even got another
they signed a girl, a freshman. She's like a center. So
yeah. So they got another top recruit coming. So that team's going to be dangerous. Currently, Iowa is losing to Virginia. I think it's halftime down by 5. I was watching the Alabama-Louisville game. Louisville, they got a little close there, you know what I mean? They ended up winning by 1, but they almost lost to a decent Alabama team. So I would not be surprised. Like I said, like, you kind of even hinted at a little bit, kind of like kind of foreshadowing a couple of these games going into the next weekend. Like, I'm assuming UConn's going to win, so we're going to get the UConn North Carolina matchup. That could be very interesting. Tonight, Notre Dame Ohio State, I think is going to be probably the game of the day. I'm definitely going to be tuned into that. I think they start playing here in a little bit, about like another hour or two or something like that. I think Illinois Vanderbilt could be an interesting game as well later today.
Mhm.
But again, you already hinted at it. Duke LSU. I think that's going to be a hell of a matchup. It's going to be interesting to see who Texas plays between Kentucky and West Virginia. Louisville, Michigan. We already stated Louisville kind of scraped their way. I think that could be an interesting matchup. And then obviously South Carolina, Oklahoma. Oklahoma has been playing very, very well this year, so I'm gonna be very curious to see how they match up with South Carolina. So we're as you said, most of the time with these women tournaments, man, it's kind of like we already know it's going to be more top heavy, and honestly with them, it's just that we know we're going to get the matchups that we want to see. You know what I mean? So obviously, we just got to kind of obviously I think Ohio State Notre Dame is going to be a great game today, but we just gotta wait. We just gotta get to the second weekend. Once we get to the second weekend, I think that's when women's college basketball starts heating up. So shout out to all those ladies, man.
Yeah, man. And shout out to watch out for y'all check for you TCU because we all know
Yeah,
Olivia
TCU
Miles.
too. Yep.
She plays for that squad. She didn't have a great game yesterday. She's been kind of up and down in her scoring, but you know what I'm saying, she's always gonna be a
Yeah,
threat.
they almost lost the other day, man,
Yeah.
and they won in overtime by 3. So
Yeah. So
so
all right, man. That does it for March Madness. All right, man. Let's go to some NFL news, dog.
yeah.
Because JSN signed a new deal today.
Mm-hmm.
4 years, 168 million, 68.8 million, should I say? 120 million guaranteed. That's 42 million a year. Making him the highest paid wide receiver for right now. We'll see what happens with Puka Nakua, some other guys. But how you feeling about this deal? Was it well deserved? Do you think he deserved this?
Yeah, it's not surprising. At the end of the day, he was up there with being as one of the best receivers between him and Puka all year. We know who JSN is. You know what I mean? He's one of those top talents. So, am I surprised? No, it was well overdue. That's some of the reasons why they had to let some of their players go because they got to start playing, JSN and all that. And, I'm assuming with Sam Darnold winning that championship, I'm sure they might, renegotiate that deal when that time comes. So, yeah, man, I'm not surprised. Congratulations to him. He just kind of reset the market a little bit. And, I'm sure when more contracts become available, I'm sure somebody be next. So congrats to him, man. It's not surprising at all.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely not surprising. Definitely well deserved. He was the best receiver last year. It was between
Mm-hmm.
him and Puka Nakua, but I probably edged JSN a little bit more. Um, my man was just a baller. We saw this coming out of Ohio State. It was just a matter of time for he really got his foot. You saw the glimpse of it the year prior to that, but last year was just like his coming out party.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, he's a beast. He's a beast for sure, man. And
Yeah.
I don't see him slowing down anytime soon. So
Yeah.
yesterday, well, was it Saturday? Was it Saturday that
What?
they had that flag football game Saturday, right?
Yeah, it was Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday.
We had Team USA, facing some of the NFL stars. We had Joe Burrows and Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels out there. A lot of people were scared because Joe Burrow was out there damn near about to twist his ankle off the bone. Um, you also had people like Logan Paul and Speed was out there. I think Terrence Crawford was out there, like DeAndre Hopkins, Ashton Genty. I know you didn't like him, seeing him out there like that. Saquon Barkley was out there. But we've always had this conversation of, can these NFL guys beat these, flag football guys? And we've always, had these debates, and the flag football guys have always said that this is a different sport. That there's a different set of rules over here. This isn't tackle football. And on this day, you know what I'm saying, it kind of bold true because these teams was getting smoked by this flag football team. Like scores were not close whatsoever. They beat one team 43-16, another team 39-16, and then they had a round robin round where they beat Brady's team 34-26, and then they came back in the finals and won 24-14. So this was kind of like a tournament style type thing. Darnell Doucette, if you don't know who that is, that was the guy who said, I'm a better player at flag football than, Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? There
Yeah.
was a big uproar about that. You know what I'm saying? I kind of understood what he was saying. He plays flag football. This is his sport. He has a right to feel how he feels. He was the MVP of the event this weekend. So I thought Chris Broussard was a little over the top with it, with this whole, the NFL embarrassed themselves. They diminished their product. Look, chill out, bro. Chill out. It's okay. It's flag football. But how are you feeling, man, listening to these scores? And how do you feel like the NFL stars should be ashamed of themselves?
I'm not gonna go as far as what Chris Broussard said, but yeah, no, I think they should. They talked all the smack too. You know what I mean? They belittled these guys, acting like they were nothing. And once we step on the field, it's gonna be, it's gonna be like all NFL players are gonna dominate these guys that look like they just came off the street. It don't work like that. So yeah, they did get embarrassed. And you know what I'm also gonna say? This should totally be the replacement of the Pro Bowl game.
I agree.
Team USC, you have Team USA versus these NFL players, because I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. This could be a cool little rivalry right here. This could be a cool little rivalry right here. I ain't gonna mad. I was fully entertained. I didn't get to watch it live because obviously I was at work, but I did watch like the highlights of it, and they had real in-depth highlights. They pretty much showed the whole goddamn game on the highlights, but I was entertained the whole time, man. I was truly entertained. I think those guys from Team USA are they are the kings of this sport. You saw it with kind of like the slide canceling, some of the moves that they have to avoid the flag game. This ain't you getting lit up. And then some of the different kind of rules that they have, the size of the field and all that type of stuff like that. I was truly entertained. Yo, shout out to Tom Brady. He looked really good. Shout out to OBJ. He looked really good. I know there's been some people saying that this game could help him get a job in the NFL. So if that's a possibility, then all good. Like if this game has the capabilities of intriguing some former NFL players to stay active in a sport where they can't physically take the pounding, but they can still athletically, still play football and stuff like that. I think this is a great outlet for them. You know what I mean? Like start a professional. I'm sure there are professional leagues out there, but put this on TV. Hell, we have fucking pillow fighting on ESPN Ocho. I think we can have a decent flag football.
They used to have a league where they had like Ocho Cinco had a squad, and such and such had a squad.
Yeah, but I
think this team.
No, I feel you, but I think with the elevation of them and how they performed against these NFL superstars, like these weren't just NFL backups. These are these are future Hall of Famers. These are all Pro Bowl player, all pro guys like Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Stephon Diggs, Asher Genty, Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. Like these aren't no scrubs, and they went out there and dominate them like they were nothing. They were nothing. Right. So I think the NFL should definitely be in talks with them and having this being the replacement to the Pro Bowl game, because I think NFL players would get excited, and I think they would compete, especially the ass whooping that they literally got on national TV on a Saturday afternoon. So they thought they could put this on March Madness and people wouldn't. People were like, it don't work.
They tried to slide it right on in.
They tried to slide it in on the Saturday afternoon, like while March Madness is going on, just in case if they did get their asses whooped. No one's gonna talk about it. No, people are gonna talk about it. Dog, sorry. When Tom Brady and all these greats are involved, we may not watch it initially, but we're gonna be like, oh yeah, they had the flag football game today. Let's see what happened. Oh, they got their asses tore up by these guys that come off the street. They don't get the proper, they don't have NFL elite training and stuff like that. But these guys are great flag football players, man. And homie who said he was better than Patrick Mahomes, look, I would love to see Patrick Mahomes versus him. People would tune into that. Patrick Mahomes on one side, him on the other side.
Would never let this happen.
Let's see what happens.
Clark Hunt and Brett Veach would never let this nigga go.
You never know. Look. I know everybody's in fear of potentially getting injuries. I think the Gronk one, I think, was just a fluke accident. I think he just slipped and he pulled a hamstring. It's whatever. I wasn't really nervous for any of the guys. Like I know Asher Genty was playing. I wasn't really tripping. Jaden Daniels is out there. They're fine. I get it. You have, and I understand the potential of freak accidents is a higher probability with them playing in a game like this. But hell, you can get injured just walking down your stairs and you can tell your ACL. Like shit happens. Obviously, you don't want it to happen, but like I think these guys know what they're doing. It's not like they're going out there and laying it on the line. They played hard. It's kind of like the same instance with the NBA All-Star game this weekend. Like you literally, all they did was just play hard. You play hard when you do 5-on-5s in the summertime. You could get injured there. We saw Fred VanVleet get injured doing normal 5v5. So it can happen. We don't want it, but people got to stop being in fear that, oh my God, these players gonna get hurt. And no, we don't want to see nobody get hurt. But you cannot sit here and put these guys in the fucking bubble. It's just not gonna happen. Now, it's not saying I'm gonna sit here and promote them doing fucking skydiving or anything like that, like anything like reckless like that. They're just playing flag football. You don't expect them. They're on a great level surface. It's not like they're playing in the hood somewhere where they got a whole bunch of potholes and stuff like that. It's on a legit football turf, sod field. And it's being washed over. So it's Sean Payton was there. He was a big proponent of it. I'm sure like he's one of the top head coaches in the league, no matter how we personally feel, and he was involved with it. So again, NFL should be in talks. Get these Team USA guys to be a part of the Pro Bowl, and let's start a cool little rivalry. You know what I mean? I don't think it hurts. You know what I mean? It's the end of the season. You know what I mean? I think players would definitely respond to that, especially all the talk going on about how they embarrass themselves on the flag football thing. And look, I think the flag football format is going to be very, very successful. I'm going to be very curious to see how other teams across the world respond to these guys. How dominant are these guys? Is it just that these guys are the USA Olympic team in the 90s who just, they initiated NBA players and they just got in, they just started whooping everybody by 60 points. It's going to be a situation like with Team USA going up against these other countries, or are these other countries very talented in flag football as well? So I'm going to be very curious. I'm going to be very curious to see how they do kind of like the roster spots. And I know Joe Burrow, I think I saw a report saying he wants to be the starting quarterback for the USA Olympic team. Now, my man going to have a lot to say about that. So it's going to be, if they're going to have a tryout situation, I would love for them to broadcast them tryouts, because that thing will be way more entertaining than the combine. I'll be honest with you with that. But shout out to this whole thing, man. I think this kind of opened up the eyes to what flag football could mean for the potential and kind of like a relationship with the NFL and kind of embolden these players to get involved with it. You know what I mean? Especially retired players who still want to kind of be active and play football. Some of these guys who, as I said before, something happens and they can't extend their careers or they just can't find roster spots. This may be a great outlet for them to, still access that hunger for competition.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely gonna incite some competition, and I agree with you. I wouldn't mind for this to just be the Pro Bowl game. This you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, after seeing these ass whoopings this weekend, these dudes is gonna be hyped up. Oh, these are the dudes that beat us. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I mean. So yeah, shout
they get their ass whooping Pro Bowl. They gonna be like, damn, them niggas kind of good.
Kind of good, man. So I think we get that rematch, and I think everybody gonna be tuned in for that rematch. I think it's gonna happen. We're gonna get it.
Because the one thing I say, because that team, man, they've been playing for a long time together, man.
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
They have like mad chemistry together. So
some of the plays that they were calling were just ingenious, especially at the goal line. You know what I mean?
They even said that in flag football in that league, it's more so about specialists, like guys that do certain things. It's not just, hey man, you fast, go run a deep post, and like it ain't like that. Like flag football is a different game, so you definitely got to know the rules and the regulations of how to play that game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was kind of learning on the fly. I didn't even recognize all the rules and stuff like that. But I said, man, it was entertaining on the TV. So I think they got something there.
It could be highly competitive. I played one season. I played one season out here, and
like, don't get me wrong.
Crazy,
have you ever seen like those videos on YouTube where it's flag football, but homies still be getting lit up?
Trust me, I know. I used to get my ass lit up across the middle.
Nah, yeah, man. And it's like I see it out here. Like a couple of homies, I went to a couple of my homies' games and stuff like that when they did flag football, and I saw it. It's highly physical. Don't get it wrong. Like I know it's flag football, but them guys are still playing a physical game. So again, man, I think they got some with the product, man. And I said, like, I'm gonna be truly excited to see how it performs in the Olympics. And obviously who gets involved and stuff like that, who makes the team and stuff like that. But yeah, NFL, make that Pro Bowl game happen. Make that happen. Yeah. Y'all should be able to make that happen this year. And it'd be good because you put money in their pockets too. Like, give these cats like $50,000 a piece. That ain't nothing to y'all. You know what I mean? Give them some bread. They deserve that.
I'm interested to see what the ratings on it.
I think it doesn't help that the March Madness was going on, so I
True.
don't think the ratings are going to be like that great. But I think if they had an opportunity to do this, I say this: if this goes on, maybe like beginning of April, like you know, what I mean, kind of like that slot where like March Madness is in, what I mean, or something like that, or even that Sunday in between like the Final Four and the championship game, just do it that Sunday. I think they get pretty good ratings. Ain't nothing else watching, around that time. Like, yeah, Major League Baseball is starting, but I think this could get some eyes, and I think again with them getting their asses whipped and they do it again, kind of like a rematch. I think people be intrigued, man. People always want to watch football. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
He said, "Never do summer league in Vegas."
Yeah, get hot.
Yeah.
All right, man. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use promo code Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. So don't wait. Again, that promo code is Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. Get Magnet, push your limits, fuel your passion.
Shout out to Madness Sports Drink.
No, I'm surprised you didn't want to talk about your boy getting a 3-year deal.
Travis, that it's essentially a 1-year deal. The rest of it is spread off 2 years. It's voided years. He's gonna retire next year.
What about the Dan Orlovsky with Ty Simpson and him being the best quarterback?
I mean, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. My bad.
No, I didn't know if you want to talk about it or not.
I had forgotten about it. But
what's your thoughts with it?
I don't think he's the best quarterback. I don't think he's better than. I didn't see enough for him to say he's better than Fernando Mendoza. I'm sorry. I've been watching Fernando Mendoza since Cal, and I had my opinion about him back then. It's not like this is some new. Oh, he played for Indiana. He's just born on the national stage, so he's the best. No, I said this about him when he was playing for Cal. That's why when I said he transferred over to Indiana, that's all Indiana's going to be a problem now because now they got a real quarterback. No disrespect to the guy before, but I just thought dude was better. So Ty Simpson, I saw some good things from him, but I also saw some bad from him. And then they get the ass whooped by Fernando Mendoza and them.
Yeah, they did.
So what are we talking about?
I think. Look, I know a lot of people. They keep saying like RPO this with Fernando Mendoza, RPO that. I'm like, I could have swore Jaden Daniels ran RPO a lot. I could have swore Jackson Dart ran RPOs a lot. Like, what are we talking about? I think at the end of the day, me personally, I think this Dan Orlovsky just trying to he's trying to do a Stephen A. Smith and get the clicks, bro. Like, I don't know what he's watching with Ty Simpson. Now, I'm not saying Ty Simpson is terrible. Does he have some good tape? Absolutely. But you cannot sit here and tell me the stuff that you've seen with Fernando Mendoza. And let's call it reality. Let's call it reality with this situation. Indiana did not have that many 5-star recruits compared to Alabama. Let's call it spade. Let's call another spade. The Big Ten was the better conference compared to the SEC. That's the realness. He went up against the better competition. Look at the tape where he went against Ohio State. Look at the tape against Penn State. I know Penn State struggled, but that defense was still Penn State to a degree. You had the situation where they went up against Bama, dominated Bama. We had the situation where with the national championship, we saw that Miami defensive line that looked like a goddamn professional NFL defensive line and what he was capable of doing with that as well. Like, Ty Simpson he could be a decent quarterback. Number one, I think he still needs a couple more starts. Like he's in that same category with Anthony Richardson, who doesn't have a lot of starts. So I don't know how you can come to this conclusion off of the small amount. He did get hurt. He didn't show durability like Fernando Mendoza. Is he more accurate than Fernando Mendoza? No. Like I just don't understand what he's seeing, and like he has his own eyes. He can have his own opinion, and that's cool. I think he's wrong. I think Ty Simpson will be the second pick. Do I think people are trying to talk themselves into him being a first round pick? Absolutely. This is kind of what happens in the drafts. But Fernando Mendoza is going to be the number one pick. I don't know what we're talking
about. I just think this is coming more so from some SEC biasness, and Ty Simpson played for Alabama. He played in the SEC. They trying to diminish what, this is what they do leading up to the draft. They try to diminish what what he did, because even though he played in the Big Ten, and the Big Ten is still one of the better conferences in the world, they still try to diminish it. And the reports I hear, the negative I hear about Fernando Mendoza is that when he can't go through his progressions, or when the blitz comes to him, he panics. That's what they say. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's all quarterbacks to a degree, though. When Patrick Mahomes has pressure in his face, he struggles. When Joe Burrow has pressure in his face, he struggles. That's the whole point. Can he escape the pocket? That's when kind of like your athletic ability comes to play. But I've seen Fernando Mendoza get under pressure, and he still makes accurate throws. You know what I mean? Like I've seen that. I've seen that multiple times. And on top of that, he shows toughness. But I don't know, man. I just think at the point we're heading into territory of just we're getting to the nitpicking stage. Like you've already done all this. Now it's like, all right, now we're gonna find nitpick like the little things. And I just think with Dan specifically, I just think he's been kind of like riding this whole thing when he kind of made his like little jaw dropping, like, after the first 8 games that I saw on Fernando Mendoza's tape, like I think Ty Simpson's right there with him. It's kind of like I saw the bait already, and I knew his conclusion was going to be that, I think Ty Simpson is the better overall quarterback. I knew he was going to go that way, but I just, number one, I'm surprised people are making a bigger deal out of this because it's Dan Orlovsky. It's not like when you listen to other scouting reports, like everybody still has Fernando Mendoza as the clear-cut number one quarterback. So
yeah, I agree. I would take Fernando Mendoza over Ty Simpson.
And if the Raiders take Ty Simpson, I'm gonna have to have no TV in my house. No TV. Y'all will not see me on this podcast for a very long time.
I think that they've made their pick. I think Tom Brady is dead set on getting Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, I think the personality also helps too.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's pivot for a little bit, man. Let's talk about J. Cole real quick, man, because he's been on a little interview, right? He did his interview with Nadeska on Apple, and then he just this morning had an interview on the Cam and him show. This is it. What's it called? This is what it is. I think is what it's called. He pulled up on that, but I'm gonna play this first clip. This is him with Nadeska, him talking about the day of the apology.
Before you made the apology, the 5 minutes, the 5 hours before, was it something that you had really thought of and planned? No. Or did you get on the stage and felt like, I need to do this?
No, it hit me an hour before.
Okay.
But before that, I was stressing the fuck out but in the moment that the idea came to me, like via God, it's like, oh man, I lifted and I got light and I got excited. I got so excited because, to tell you the 2 or 3 days before that, it was like, this is terrible, because I felt like I misrepresented myself. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden I'm giving life to division and to negative storylines or negative perceptions on somebody that I fuck with and got love for. You know what I mean? Somebody that I like care about. And it's like, oh shit. In my mind, of course, I mean, I could take you back to, we know why that happened in the first place, right. But just to answer your question, that shit had me feeling terrible. Cause I'm like, oh my God, like, this shit is nasty. This shit don't feel right. And of course, leading up to it, when I was doing it, it made sense. Actually, I can't really say it made sense, but in a moment where I wasn't clear, like we were just talking about, I chose to do something that didn't align. It's like putting on the fucking outfit, the Versace sweater or whatever. In a moment where I wasn't clear, I chose to go this way for reasons that I could tell you about. But all you need to know right now is like, yo, I felt miserable about it. Like literally, like my whole demeanor, my whole shit, my wife could tell. And so I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go on the stage and like come out here and pretend. Almost like people think that I'm representing. Mike Delete Later had just dropped. It's the biggest news. Not saying Mike Delete Later is, but just the drama of all of this is the biggest news happening. And I'm coming out as a representative of what the fuck they just heard. It's like, nah. So an hour before it was like, like, yo, in a very loud manner, you know, in a very public forum on your album, you said some shit you didn't believe in. Now you got the opportunity to go on the a bigger forum, you know what I mean? A bigger stage is being live stream and say something that you believe in. And in that moment, I'm like, thank you, God. Like, told my wife, she the only one I told. I ain't telling nobody else. I was like, yo, this is what I'm about to go do. She start crying because she know how I feel about him. You know what I mean? Like she knows, and she saw how it was weighing on me the 2-3 days before that. She could see in my whole energy, and she would even ask me, and I'm just like, yeah, I got a lot going on right now. Like, so when I go and do it, I felt even better than I felt knowing I was going to do it. I felt like, if you'd have seen me that night, man, mind you, the demeanor of everybody around me.
I was just going to say.
Like, damn, nigga, like my man Barry from since the 80s, you know, he Earth Gang, signed Earth
Barry.
Gang, and yeah.
He'll always keep it real with you.
100%, that's my nigga. Like, but he just sitting there like, he like, you a good dude, man. But he's almost disgusted about it. Like, he's almost hurt about it. And if you would have saw me, I'm just like, bro, like, I feel amazing because now the world knows how I really actually feel.
But this is what is mind blowing to me, right? The reaction that everybody had, and we'll talk more like later, especially now.
So after hearing that, how do you feel, man? What he said?
Yeah, that was my first time seeing it. I know you told me about it a little bit, but honestly, man, I think it's dope. I think it's dope that I know a lot of people are always gonna crack jokes on what J. Cole did as far as like that whole situation, but you know, you gotta give him as a man his respects to being vulnerable and open, especially. You know, I know it's been, you know, what, like a year and some change since it's almost 2 years now. That this all went down, but and we're finally getting a conversation about it. But like, you gotta appreciate the honesty in it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, J. Cole. You know what I mean? Like, I think at the end of the day, like, no matter how the perception is with the outside crowd, as long as you're comfortable with what your decisions are, you can be at peace. I think nothing else matters. And it seems like in that instant when he decided to put that track out, and it just didn't fit well with him. Like, yeah, it was a dope ass track. A lot of people responded well to it. You know what I mean? MCs who, you know, are into the battling thing, they saluted it, they appreciated it. And that kind of got the conversation started. Like, man, J. Cole could literally be better than Kendrick and Drake. And then, you know, not even, you know, a day, two later, you know, you on stage apologizing for the whole thing. And, you know, you kind of, you know, you took the shots, you took the lumps that come with that. And I'm pretty sure he understood the fallout for that. But at the end of the day, if you can be at peace and be happy with what decision that you make, because you know that's who you truly are and you're not faking it. It's kind of like you kind of saw, he kind of tells you the whole battle of with the celebrityism and you know, being in the industry, of the battles of remaining yourself and then trying to conform yourself into being something that a lot of people want you to be in public conversations. And you're kind of he kind of told you to battle with that, you know what I mean? So I think it's something that is refreshing to see from one of the top musicians in all of music, no matter what genre it is. J. Cole is one of the biggest names in the world. So I think it's just refreshing. I think you got to honor and respect that. And at the end of the day, if you still feel like it was a punk move for him to do that after you have the right to feel that way. I understand that perspective too, but I respect his response and how he personally felt as a man and who his true beliefs are. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I agree with what you said, man. As long as he's at peace at what he did that night, then who am I to tell him, he was wrong or he was right? I personally felt like the song I always felt like he didn't have his whole heart into that song. Like I felt like when he was rapping it, just you kind of hear it. Like he really didn't want to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I heard him rapping, I was just like, yeah, this is cool, but it just seemed like he's not fully invested in really wanting to diss Kendrick Lamar. Like you could tell, I'm dissing my brother, but I don't really want to do this. So I wasn't, was I a little disappointed in the moment? Yeah, but but then when you think about it, it was like it's kind of not surprising because the way I felt about the song, it was just like his whole heart wasn't into it. And
not to cut you off, I think you probably watched the whole thing. Did he confirm? Like, did he feel like he got pressured from Drake to kind of respond to this? Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't see the rest of it. I just saw this, so I just wanted to get your response on how he felt. But I do have another clip from the Cameron. He was on Cameron's show, and he was talking about how he felt about after all the dust was cleared of the beef. So this is his thoughts on it.
The Drake and Kendrick thing got totally out of hand. Do you think it spiraled out of control?
The world, right away, the world became like politics. Right. You're either Democrat or Republican. Right. You're either Kendrick or you Drake. And you got to pick a side, boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like disgusted both ways damn near. You know what I mean? So when you say, did it get out of hand? It's like, creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
But I think the out of hand that I think is like, to me, is like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity, either show how they really felt about Drake the whole time,
right,
or just like pile on
that's a fact.
And tear this dude down and like create a narrative as if he's not great. It was a whole campaign and probably still is to this day.
Right.
So on one hand, it's like, yo, I feel weird and they're gonna make headlines out of this. Just like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl,
the Grammys.
I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. But I also hate that for Drake. And I hate how the world turns on him. And simultaneously, I'm over here like, man, I hope Iceman go crazy.
So how do you feel about what he said about, after all the beef was settled and everything?
I think at the end of the day, man, all three of these gentlemen have to understand the level of the moment that was, the anticipation of the battle. And it was clear as day. Like you had cats like Joe Budden and some other cats like, look, this battle, if it goes down, will change. I think academics even said we'll change the perception on one artist, on multiple artists. You saw with J. Cole in the instance of, as he just talked about it, kind of like the perception of him. Like now people don't want him to even have a conversation of him being in, top three. They don't want to hear nothing top three about him. They don't want him to be competitive at all because of the moment he let go past. No matter if he felt right in his heart and stuff like that, people have the right to feel that way. So his perception in the R&B world is a little different. No matter what you think, it is a little different. Kendrick's is different now. People had this whole ideology of him being the boogeyman of all of hip hop. And he kind of solidified that with what he did against Drake, the biggest artist at the time who was literally untouchable. And now we see the perception of Drake has totally changed and the way people view him. And I get it. Like a lot of the stuff was said on both parties was disgusting. Whether it was true or not true, both parties played into it. They did what they had to do. We all knew it was going to get down in the dirts and all that type of stuff like that. That's why people perception with Drake when he decided to sue and do all this stuff made him look even weaker. It is what it is. Like that moment was so big, and I think the conversation should be like, was that the biggest moment in hip hop history? Dependent with all three of these artists, like these are some of the biggest artists of all time in hip hop ever. You could literally say that might have been the biggest moment in hip hop history ever. I think that could be a healthy conversation to have, whether you disagree or not agree. You know what I mean? But I just think that we all knew not the result, but we all knew what this could have done to particular parties, and it happened. And at the end of the day, me and you even said that, like, we're over the beef shit. You know what I mean? I think sensible people can kind of move on. Sensible people kind of understand what the battle was. And it was probably one of the greatest summers we've had in music in a very, very long time. Again, I was in New York when this shit was going off. And these aren't New York rappers. J. Cole ain't from New York. Kendrick ain't from New York. Drake ain't from New York. And New York was going crazy over this shit. And that's a memory I will never forget when Not Like Us dropped, when the whole situation of all those consecutive songs being dropped consistently, man, and I ain't never experienced nothing like that, especially in a city of the magnitude of New York City. And we all know the movement and how important music is and important New York is to music. And just feeling that energy amongst New Yorkers was an amazing feeling to me that I don't think I would have experienced out here. You know what I mean? Even though you felt it out here, you felt it in Vegas too, but it's nothing like I felt it in New York. So I don't know. I just think I kind of disagree with him because it's like, man, y'all know what y'all are getting yourselves into. You know what I mean? And I get it that he has brothers on both sides, and I agree with him. I want Iceman to be really good because I want a good Drake. I want some good Drake songs. I think this is the perfect time to get some good Drake music. Summer's getting warm. This is the perfect time for Drake. Motherfuckers is ready to go outside. People go party. Like, you know what I mean? I hope Drake drops a song for your boys B-Day this week, so I could go out there and party, bro. Because look, if Drake drops a song that's popping, you know who's happy? The females. If the females is happy, they having a good time. If they having a good time, fellas, we having a good time. So it's a trickle down effect. So yeah, no matter how I personally felt about Kendrick won the battle. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's over. It's done. Let's start making great music. Drake, drop some great songs, man. I want Iceman to do good as well. And this whole battle between OVO and TDE, or formerly TDE, and Kendrick and all this other stuff like that, man, like, people got to put that shit to bed. Like, people got to understand, like, things are bigger than just OVO stands. Like, I just think it's so corny. Like, you just can't be like, all right, my boy didn't win. It sucks, but he's still here. He ain't retired. He ain't dead. He ain't going nowhere. He's still relevant in music. He's still one of the most important hip hop artists, artists in general to the game. You know what I mean? He's one of the few artists that make the music money ball go. You know what I mean? So between him, Kendrick, Taylor Swift, Bad Bunny, there's only a small list of few that make this motor go, and he's one of them. He's still the top artist. He's probably still the number one hip hop artist in the world today, even with Kendrick being successful. People are highly anticipating Drake. It just is what it is. Like, it's the same with Kanye. Look at Kanye. All the bullshit that Kanye's done. He has 2 sold out shows and so far. He had 1 million people waiting in the ticket and Ticketmaster trying to get tickets to his show. Like, he's up there with that. So Drake ain't nothing. Drake took a little hit, but he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Just drop some great music.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing I don't like is when they bring up the Drake conversation, it's like, it's almost like cats when I had this, like, oh, everybody piled up on him and da-da-da, and it was like, no, he participated in this just as much as everybody else did. Like, and maybe, like, we got to do a deeper dive of some of his relationships with some of these people. Like, everybody's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't speak to the level of a person he is. Yeah, to you, J. Cole, and maybe to Cameron and all them dudes, he probably cool with them. But the people who said what they said, they obviously got issues with the dude. So it is what it is. Like, maybe they use this an opportunity to kind of pile on and go at him? Possibly. But I'm just saying, like, everybody ain't gotta like him.
Could this be a situation where Drake could be a really good guy, but the moment just got too big for him? The spotlight got too big for him. He thought he was somebody who he really isn't. We've all stated before, this man has like 5 different variations of Drake. You got the Toronto Drake, you got the New York Drake, you got the West Coast Drake, you got the South Drake, you got the Houston Drake, you got the Caribbean Drake, you got the London Drake. Like, Nick, what Drake do you want to be? Like, bro, you got 5 different emote sounds for your voice. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, at the end of the day, I just think it's a situation where I think people are just trying to humble him. Like, bro, you need to chill the fuck out. like, yeah, you are the best artist. Yeah, you popping, but bro, we can get somebody that could come and do what we need to do. And you know who that person was? It was Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, like, it was a whole bunch of people, but it was Kendrick Lamar who put the fire starter and the fire extinguisher on this whole shit. He started it and he ended it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think it's time for us all to move on. I think it's great that J. Cole is finally speaking his voice. I still would love to hear, Drake's opinion about the whole situation. I would love to hear Kendrick's. Now, will we ever get that? I don't know. Probably not with these guys. But at the end of the day, I think as consumers, it's time for us to move on. It's time for this OVO and TD shit. Let's just move on. Let's just all just want great music. Because at the end of the day, the music industry is hurt. It's hurting pretty bad. We need great music. We need stuff to get going, man. I think music is great for the culture. It's great for the feels. It's great for the vibes and everything going on in this world. We need better vibes. We need good shit. We need good flows, good movement. And Drake is part of that. So Kendrick's part of that. J. Cole is part of that. So let's move the needle forward.
Oh, damn, academics and turned on Drake.
Well, what'd he do? What happened? Nah, breaking news. What happened? This is important. This is important.
What do you say? Academic says Jay-Z has more cultural influence than Drake. X says Jay-Z can shift fashion, mentality, lifestyle across hip-hop, while Drake influence mostly stays within music.
What's your thoughts with that? You agree?
At one point, Jay-Z could do that. I don't know if Jay-Z's in that space anymore. Like,
even with Rock Nation, I feel like they still have a big influence.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, they put Tory Lanez in jail.
True. But I think that's a little different. Like, I don't know.
How so?
Like, I don't know if Jay-Z's gonna rock something fashion-wise, and everybody's gonna go out, well, Jay-Z's wearing it, I'm gonna go wear it.
It doesn't have to be that though, but I think anything financially, I think people will cling on to him. I think anything musically, people are gonna cling on to. Like, bro just announced, which I definitely want to go to this shit. the Yankee Stadium thing.
I'm not gonna go, brother, because they said the tickets are sold out.
Well, that's what you got. That's what you got resellers for, and then they gonna gouge the shit out of that shit. So you gonna have to pay to get in them bitches. But at the end of the day, it's just like I think at the end of the day, Jay-Z, especially with Beyonce, they're just too powerful of a couple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I agree. Even in the fashion sense, like I think, yeah, like we don't look at as Jay-Z as fashion, like a fashionista.
When we were
like
in high school, and you're a little younger than me, but when Jay-Z was like outside, yeah, like Jay-Z, he was the one with the button ups and you know what I'm saying? Like he started wearing button ups because Jay.
Yeah. No, I feel it. Not for real. Like I just think that anything Jay-Z touches, like it's gonna be some news about it. Like it's like he's still number one as far as ratings when it comes to anything popping, with anything like newsworthy, business wise. Like people are gonna cling on to him because it's just how successful he is. Like, yeah, no, I think, yeah, he's bigger than Drake in that sense for sure. I think as far as like with the youth, I think Drake is better than him with that because I think he just taps into the youth more. But it's just the whole totality. Like, no, it will be Jay-Z. I don't think anybody's close with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like he's like his own entity. And especially when you put the two powers combined and Beyonce and him, like, bro, that's a force you just can't fuck with. You know what I mean? And all respect to Drake, but nah. But
even, there's only so far Drake. Like Drake ain't gonna come out straight out like, man, fuck Jay-Z. Because he
like honestly, before this whole shit with Kendrick, like I think he had the potential to get to that moment. You know what I mean? Obviously, I think it would have took him, quite a longer time. But like I think he could have potentially did that. But you know what I mean? I think with Drake, like he just has a lot of bad habits. Like he has bad gambling habits. He has poor relationship habits. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Now he has to make better music habits. Like, and then with the DJ Academics thing, like I'm not low-key surprised because I personally think Drake was using Academics, especially with this whole beef shit, because I think Academics, he would definitely kind of hit the momentum that Drake needed in a sense, as far as like sparking the conversation to kind of go his way. Like no matter how you feel about Academics has one of the bigger followings, especially in hip hop culture. And it was a great play by Drake, but you saw it time and time again. Like he even stated, like people even said it in his streams that Drake never invites you to shit. Drake never, tries to be on your show. He'll go on Aaron Ross's show before your show. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I think maybe his eyes are open up a little bit more. That's why maybe you kind of been seeing Drake, especially with this whole battle being done. Like maybe you have been seeing more and more comments with Academics kind of like slowly being like, Drake, he kind of got to get his shit together too. Like he hasn't just been all, Kendrick his ass and I'm Team Drake and all that. No, I think slowly he's been kind of like being more neutral about the whole situation. So, but I'm not surprised with that. But yeah, Jay-Z's him. Jay-Z's him. I don't care what.
No, of course. We all know.
I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but yeah.
We know Jay's the guy. So, all right, man. Let's do our BetUS Surefire Picks.
Nah, let's do it.
All right, man. What you got?
All right, man. So I got the Spurs -4.5 against the Heat tonight. Spurs still rolling. So I love that. I got the Mavs +2 against the Warriors. Warriors are doo-doo. So I'm gonna take the Mavs +2. And then for the ladies, I'm gonna take Notre Dame +5 against Ohio State, man. I think Notre Dame's gonna do the upset tonight, and I think they beat Ohio State.
For sure. I'm gonna take the Lakers -1.5 over the Pistons. I'm gonna take what's this? I'm gonna take the Rockets 8.5 over the Bulls, and I'm gonna take the Magic -12.5 over the Pacers. If you go to any of our social media platforms, you'll see the BetUS link. Go ahead and click on it. First time users only. Sign up. Put the promo code JOIN125. You get 125% sign-in bonus plus 10% gamblers insurance. That's 3 risk-free bets on $100 up to $5,000. So that means on your first 3 deposits of $100, on your first 3 bets, if you lose, you keep your money. So you can keep your money, you can win some money. Go over there, sign up, tell them Cris sent you. And that does it for our BetUS Surefire Picks. All right, man. You got some NBA news for us?
Yeah, we got a couple things. I don't know if we even talked about it, but I'll bring it up again. Obviously, Kay Cunningham got hurt. He's out for the foreseeable future with the collapsed lung. So prayers out to him. Mm-hmm. My thoughts are: do you think the how soon does Kay need to be back for you to still have faith that the Detroit Pistons can win the East?
When did the playoffs start?
About a month. A little bit less.
A couple weeks, he need to be back.
A couple weeks, so pretty much before the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
At least by mid-April.
Yeah. He definitely needs, at least if he can come back the last week of the regular season, maybe get a couple games in slowly, bring him on, maybe do a minutes restriction the first, those couple games to kind of get his win back up to see how his body responds. That would be ideal. I don't know. They said they would reevaluate him in like 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, we'll kind of get an update and see how he responds. But prayers out to him, man. Sucks, you know what I mean? Especially, that's the one thing I didn't want this playoffs. I want to kind of be more of a healthier playoffs to the best of capabilities, but it's not really off to a great start with that. Next up, man, Thunder getting some encouraging news. They are getting other All-Star Jalen Williams back tonight against the 76ers. Obviously, Jalen Williams, he has been out for the last month and some change with a hamstring injury. So how important is Jalen Williams being back to the Oklahoma City Thunder, give them a chance to repeat?
Very high, man. Any added addition to that team, which they're already rolling, but any added addition to that team just ups their chances of repeat. So my man Shea, ain't he on like a streak was scoring like 40 points a game?
20 points. I think he's at like 130 something games in a row or something like that. Yeah.
Well, still, my man's out here balling still. That team's still rolling. They look like they're still one of the better teams, them and the Spurs. And they're rolling right now. So yeah, any added addition to that team is just gonna help them out, man. So
For sure. And last but not least, man, you knew I can't not bring up my Lakers, who have been very, very impressive these last couple weeks. Obviously, the last 10 games they've been 9-1. Beat the Miami Heat, beat the Rockets twice. Beat the Miami Heat, beat the Denver Nuggets. Obviously, Saturday night, they beat the Orlando Magic with a game-winning 3 from Luke Kennard. Was a little worried that Luka would be suspended for tonight against the Detroit Pistons, but they did rescind that. So Luka will be playing. Marcus Smart and I believe Rui will not be playing tonight, so they'll be out. But my question to you, sir, is with this impressive run that the Los Angeles Lakers have been doing, seems like the combination of Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Luka has seemed like it's synced up a little bit. DeAndre Ayton is playing with effort. What's your confidence levels with them winning the West this coming year?
I don't know, man. I think that's an uphill battle with Spurs and Thunder, man. But I do think y'all in a good position, though. You know what I'm saying? Luka's been balling. He's been doing his thing. LeBron is playing a little bit more consistent basis. Everybody else is playing their role, Austin Reeves and all them. So, I think y'all have a chance to make some noise in the playoffs, but I don't know about y'all winning the way. I just think the Thunder and the Spurs are rolling right now. And I think that's just a little bit of an uphill battle. But like I said, I do think that y'all have a chance to make some noise in the playoffs, too.
I would say this. I think we are clear-cut the third best team in the West. I don't think it's even close. But I do agree with you. Like, Wemby's Wemby, dog. Like, that's a tough battle, man. We don't have nobody to go up against that. Now, look, we got Luka. We got AR. I still need to see AR perform in the playoffs, but I think the good thing is LeBron James does seem healthy. He does seem he has a lot of energy. He hasn't been used up a lot. Luka Doncic, he's playing with another level of motivation. You know what I mean? Child Court Luka is killing right now. So shout out to him. I know he's going through a lot in his personal life. But maybe that's just a motivating factor for him getting on the court, getting away, escaping. And that's kind of like just helping his play even more. I'll say this. I think we got puncher's chance with both. Obviously, a lot of things would have to go right. We have seen Luka Doncic beat the Thunder single-handedly. Now, obviously, this Thunder team is a little bit different. They got a lot more experience. They won a championship. I think they got a lot more confidence. They are a little bit deeper as well. But again, I think we got puncher's chance with Luka. If AR can perform the same way in the playoffs that he's been doing in the regular season, and obviously if LeBron James can stay healthy, if everybody else, Marcus Smart, Vando, Rui, DeAndre Ayton, if we can still get the same level of effort, consistency, Luke Kennard, I think we got a puncher's chance, especially with those two Hall of Famers, you know what I mean? So, but I'm not going to sit here and say that we can definitely beat the Thunder or the Spurs. I think the Spurs are, honestly, at this rate, man, if they keep playing like this, man, I just don't know who's stopping Wemby. I really don't. Obviously, we still got to see in the playoffs and how they perform. But that is just another level of monster. And that battle between the Thunder and the Spurs, which I think everybody's kind of predicting that to be in the Western Conference Finals. Even me as a Lakers fan, that's just kind of what I'm predicting at this particular point. But I would love to see my Lakers, but that's going to be a hell of a battle. That's going to be a hell of a battle. And you're going to get two great superstars in Shea and Wemby that potentially get that matchup. But my Lakers got a shot. They got a puncher's chance. They do got a puncher's chance, though.
You ain't going to talk about Kevin Durant?
Oh, what about Kevin?
He passed Jordan on the scoring list.
Congratulations to Kevin Durant. Congratulations to Kevin Durant. I think we all know how great Kevin Durant is. I just think at this particular time, I think there needs to be a greater conversation as why all of his teams somehow have dysfunction. You know what I mean? And it's not to be disrespectful to Kevin, but I just think the history just shows, man. It's getting to the point where, and I understand they don't have the point guard for VanVleet going hurt, kind of killed their offense a little bit, but I don't know. It's just something about this team with just the inconsistencies, like the temperament of this team. I don't know. It just seems like certain things don't click with Kevin Durant-led teams. Like there's always been a conversation with Kevin Durant-led teams, like who's the leader? Who's the vocalist? Who's kind of like leading this team in the right direction, keeping his team grounded, motivated, heading in the right direction. It just seems like there's always that conversation. But as far as like scoring records and all that stuff like that, man, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest scorers of all time. So that's just how I feel.
Sure.
And I would say this. I'm gonna run this by you right now. I would love for us to kind of do a mock NBA expansion draft. You know what I mean? For the two Seattle team and Vegas team. I want us to do that Wednesday night.
How are we gonna do that?
There's a simulator. There's a simulator. I've already got a lot. Simulator. I got certain players that are kind of locked that you can't pick. It's a whole list. And we go about that, you know what I mean? So we'll do a coin flip on Wednesday to see who gets the Vegas team and Seattle team. And we're going to do a mock NBA expansion draft, kind of give people an idea how maybe the expansion draft will look in the next 2 years. So I think that'll be a great thing for us to do.
Sure. I'm intrigued. All right, man. You got anything else?
Yeah, I do got one thing. I want to say this. I want to send prayers to Isis Mio, Isis Sio. She was in a boxing fight with Jocelyn Camaro. Obviously, Jocelyn Camaro, she won in a first round knockout. But Isis, she had to be put in induced medical coma. So I want to send prayers out to her, young lady who just started her boxing career. So I want to send my prayers out to her, her family, wish her a speedy recovery. I know that's been kind of the bigger news as far as like the boxing world, as far as like prayers. So I want to send my prayers out to her and I hope she's able to get through and continue her life. I'm not sure about her boxing career, but let's just hope this young lady still has the opportunity to live and, still have the opportunity to experience life. So I want to send my prayers out to that.
Yeah, most definitely. Send prayers, condolences, and all that good stuff. So,
Chuck Norris. Send out prayers to Chuck Norris. He passed away. Shout out to Chuck. I could have swore somebody else passed away.
I saw the founder of OnlyFans passed away from cancer.
Founder of OnlyFans, pull one out for him. You know what I mean? He established, especially all you young ladies, like he gave y'all new lives. You know what I mean? He gave y'all opportunities y'all never thought y'all had. So y'all better show all OnlyFans members, y'all better show him some love, man. He changed a lot of y'all lives for sure. So I better see a lot of tributes for him. Young age too. I think they said he was only like 43 or something like that. So yeah. Prayers out to his family.
Yeah, for sure.
You got anything? You got anything else going on you want to talk about?
I think that was fake, Mark, the Joe Green one. I think that was fake. I got.
There's no boxing news? Ain't nothing else going on?
Yeah, but we got the fight this week.
What is it, the Fedor and
Thurman fight? So we'll talk about that on Wednesday. I'm really getting ready for WrestleMania. That's it, Nothing really going on right now. Opening week. It is opening week this week.
Yeah, I think Wednesday, right? Wednesday they kick it off. Was it Yankees and Giants or something like that? So yeah, what's your quick thoughts, man? What's your overall anticipation, man, for your Royals, man? We can get more in depth on Wednesday, but
we can talk a little bit more. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see these boys come back and try to rewrite what they did last year. Even though they was above 500, they still didn't make the playoffs. And so, in the way they performed in the World Classic, baseball classic, definitely, hopefully they can bring some of that momentum into the season. Bobby Witt Jr., Michael Garcia, Salvi Perez, Vinny Pask, even Jack Caglione, who, we have some big expectations for him. We got some other guys, Carter Jensen. He's another young guy that we have, high hopes for that. We need some of those young bats to come through this year, as far as offensively. And then health for our pitching staff is really going to be big too, because we have some big injuries. Cole Reagan, who, when healthy, he's one of the better pitchers in the league, but that's always been his question, even when he was with the Texans. When he was on another team, that was his issue, was injuries. You know what I'm saying? So if we can stay healthy for the better part of the year, we'll have a lot of good chances with our bullpen. We got a nice pitching squad, young guys too coming up. So Noah Cameron, he came on last year. You got Walker, you still got, Seth Lugo. Like, we got a nice little pitching squad. It's just guys got to stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
maybe we shall see. Maybe we can do predictions on Wednesday, divisions. Championship, World Series, stuff like that, MVP. We can do that on Wednesday.
Yeah. My man Bobby Witt is second as far as betting wise for MVP this year. So
still having fun with MLB The Show, man. Still having fun with that. Still fun game.
Told you, man. You should have jumped on when I told you.
Yeah, good game. Really good game.
What am I saying? This Iowa Virginia game tied 1 minute to go. These might be the most entertaining tournaments I've seen on both sides. Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna kick off flowers of the week because it's my guy's birthday this week, man. He's getting older, y'all. He's celebrating all week. So
Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice this week. Don't be rude.
So he won't be at work. He ain't gonna be at work all week. I won't see him probably till like next week sometime. But I just wanted to give him a shout out, man. Happy birthday, brother. I'm glad you get to see another year around the sun. You know what I'm saying? You always been my guy. You know what I'm saying? Since even before we started doing this podcast, you've always been my guy, man. We always, not just talk sports, but we talk, everything else. You know what I'm saying? Deeper than sports. And y'all always be my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though if you're a Raiders fan, you know what I'm saying? Nah, just playing. No, but for real, dog. I hope this week, you know what I'm saying, is fun for you, man. I hope you get to celebrate as much as you need to, and you know what I'm saying, I hope you get all the gifts that you need. Hopefully the young lady will bless you this week. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hope so, boy, because my fountains is dry, boy. My fountains is dry, bro. I need some love, bro. I need a cuddle buddy so bad, dog. It's getting bad out here, bro. It's getting bad. So
any ladies out there that's in the Vegas area or in California,
some love, man. I'm not paying for it, but you know what I mean. If you need a hug or something, a little rub down, you know what I mean. But all seriousness, man. I appreciate you, brother. You know, we always been bros. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, and I'm always gonna enjoy life, man. I'm always gonna enjoy seeing another rail, because nothing's ever guaranteed, nothing's ever promised. We have friends, we have loved ones that are here today, gone tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, so with that, I want to send flowers to one of my good friends who, I'm sure if people remember last year, she passed. It'll be her 1 year anniversary since she passed. So I definitely want to send my flowers to Nicole. Been thinking about you. I think you were the reason why everybody was together last night. It was a beautiful thing, and we felt your energy. So we do miss you. I know everybody wants to celebrate my birthday, but I would rather celebrate her and what she meant as a friend. So, and I will never take for granted. I know a lot of people don't like to celebrate their birthdays, but I tell everybody, man, celebrate that shit, because nothing's ever promised, man. Your health is never guaranteed. You don't know what you're going to be doing in a year from now. If you have the opportunity to celebrate your life, please do it, because it's very valuable. And I'd say that to anybody, because anybody who I love, I'm going to show appreciation to y'all. Just like I show my brother, parents, Mark, I appreciate you, brother. Always appreciate you, brother. So it's all love for me, man. So thank you to all, and everybody that we do not have here. I want to send love to them too, no matter who it is, man. Like, I know we all miss them. So that is my birthday gift. I want to send all love to everybody. And hopefully this year, man, it's just positivity, man. I think we need more positivity in this world. So, but I appreciate everybody's birthday love, man. I really do.
Yeah. Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Since we on the positive note, do you want to do it? You got some hell no?
Hell no. Look, man, we already know what's up, dog. This motherfucker, bro, the airlines is getting messed up. Gasoline is still going up. Food is going up, bro. These 2 years can't go by quick enough, bro. These midterms need to hurry up. And I know he's going to try his damnness not for that to happen, but let's not lose the sight, bro. We got to find a way to get this man out of office, bro. We got to get this man, because this man going to make us all poor and homeless in the next like 5-10 years, bro. Like, or we all going to be in nuclear war. Like, bro, like this man will get held no until he's just not in office no more. So, and all them Republicans, and I'm tired of hearing excuses of Biden this and Obama this and Democrats that. Like, bro, we all know who's running this government right now. They have the capabilities of doing it. So this is annoying. So yeah, so that gets hell no. Besides that, who else gets hell no? There was somebody else. But I keep it light. That's it.
Yeah, LaRussell's another hell no.
Yeah, LaRussell, bro. Like, bro. And then he want to deactivate his account now too. And like, he's gonna disappear for a couple weeks and then come back, bro. Nah, don't work like that, bro. I think he killed his career, bro. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's gonna get that same support. Like, you killed any Jewish support you got, you killed any black support you got. It's just like, I don't know, bro. Democratic support, you killed that. Like, I know you just did the holy trinity of just fucking up, man. I don't know what else kind of motive. I don't know who else gonna help you, bro. I think you're just untouchable at this point. And I think it would have helped if you would just been like, you know what? I was very insensitive with that song. Let me just move forward. No matter how you really feel, you still got to think about your career, brother. You got to still think about the bread that you have the opportunity to make. And your name was getting blasted. I was seeing you getting some cool little endorsement deals. All that shit, I think, is gone. like at least for the foreseeable future. Like I just think you're untouchable now, especially with how hard you were trying to. And then you want to belittle people and saying their ideologies is dumb, but what makes you think your ideologies is correct? You know what I mean? I think the consensus has been that you sound like an idiot, sir. So, yeah, my brother, I like you want to disappear. I think disappearing ain't gonna help you, brother. I think you need to step out and just kind of own your mistake and just
You
move
better
forward.
hope Jay-Z can help you do damage control, sir.
I don't know. Do you think Rock Nation regrets their signing now? Because I'm like, bro, you kind of killed any moment. I'm like, he already alienated his diehard fans with him signing to Rock Nation. So it's like, bro, you have not made
I'm not gonna kill him for signing that deal.
I'm talking about his personal, like they didn't feel good about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. But when you're independent, most the fans that were down from the beginning, when you sign a deal, they gonna be like, "Oh, you sold out." And it's like not necessarily true. Like,
yeah, it could just be a distribution deal or something.
Yeah. So I'm sure he went out there and he held out to get the best deal he felt like he deserved. So it wasn't like he took a 360 deal with Rock Nation or anything like that. So, but yeah, man, it's just he should listen to his engineer. He should listen to his engineer.
Man, who did anybody figure out who's his engineer? Who's his engineer's name?
That's probably one of his boys that he came up with. You know what I'm saying? He should listen to him. Oh well. All right, man. If you want to donate to the Cris Mall podcast, you can donate to our Cash App $ Cris Mall podcast. We appreciate anything you want to give to us. Give them all a little birthday gift. Whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, whatever you use to listen to your podcast, we're available. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that like button, that's the subscribe button, and notification button. So when we go live on Mondays, usually at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Wednesdays 9-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can jump in the live with us. You can talk about these topics. Give us your opinion, how you feel about it. How do you feel about March Madness, the NFL news that we spread, some of the NBA topics, even the J. Cole interviews. How do you feel about those? Leave it in the comment section on the playback too. So, but don't forget to subscribe. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, Kick, Twitch, whatever you use, you'll follow us at Cris Mall. We will follow you back. We're just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of various other things. So hit us up if you have a critique or feedback, or if you have a question or topic, and we like said question or topic. We will shout you out. We will bring it up because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via DM, emails, or our mentions. All right, good people. Until Wednesday, hope you guys have a good few days, man. Got some good sports on tonight. Basketball still rolling. And, Monday Night Raw jumps off. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we get some more matches. Hopefully we can figure out who's competing on what day, so brothers can, schedule certain things. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, tap in with us on Wednesday, and we will have some more topics for you from NBA, NFL, college basketball for sure. Like Maul said, we'll do the expansion draft mock-up. And yeah, man, got full slate coming for y'all on Wednesday. So until then, you guys be safe out there, and we are out.
See y'all Wednesday.